Okay. 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 Maybe. Okay. Great. um. Okay. Let's see if. Okay. Well, it's picking up my voice. That seems like it's a good. Um. We'll see where this goes. Really. Welcome. Okay. That's good. We're nearly good. All right. Yeah. Welcome, guys. Hello, hello. Once we get into it, I can explain kind of what's going on. More just meta stuff, like with the tech equipment itself. So, bear with me while I have to explain all that. Looks like we're really nearly there. This little pauses to make sure everyone who's coming aboard is coming aboard. So, welcome. Hello. Here's probably less. Okay. Chat's going, that's going. There's so many, like, moving elements to all this, so I had to make sure that's all going. Okay. Woo. Hi, Star Cookie. How you doing? Probably noticed that something sounds a little different. I broke down last week and bought a new microphone. So, it's a really small, like, lavalier kind of microphone. What I'm testing right now is to see that I put it literally on top of my monitor. So on top of my tablet is where it is. Because I've noticed that, like, when I, like, giggle or laugh, then it's like the wind of that is not very. It's like too, like, a kind of a sound, or I can kind of a sound like that. So sorry about that, but it just doesn't sound right. So I'm testing it by having it further away but putting it up there. The only sacrifice is that you can hear more of. It's bad on my screen, actually. Is that you can hear more of these sounds instead. So very low buzz. It might actually be the tablet itself, or it could be my computer. My computer has a fan, so maybe that's it. I don't know. Yeah, it's just white noise. I'm sure if I had, like, music, then it'll totally be drowned out. So, could be the tablet itself has possibly. Well, it has ventilation on the back, so maybe it might have something to do with that. But I think I can't get rid of that white noise. But then it might compress my voice instead. So we'll just have to live with this kind of noise. So anyway. Yeah, I'll be fine as long as you can actually hear me and I'm not as robotic as last time. I'm very sorry. I apologize for last time that I didn't test to hear what last week's microphone sounded like. I knew that my microphones. I had like two microphones. I knew that both of them were like starting to die out. Hi, Commodore Dragon. I knew that they were just about on their last legs, so I knew that I didn't know how for long that they were gonna die. So yeah. So last week's I apologize that I was like right up. The timeline was really bad. That I was right up to like finishing another project that I had no time to. Let's test this out. That's a microphone that I've had for a year. And I've known that it has bad stuff about it, so I didn't have time to check it, and then yeah, and the ways to fix it weren't really gonna fix it. The only ways I can think of at the time was to change it from the USB connector, so that didn't really help or change anything, because I believe it was a hardware problem with that. So luckily, this microphone that you can't see came last Saturday. So this is my first time doing a long form of this, so if it's just a white noise, then I'm totally fine with that. It's when I like laugh like that, if it sounds like really muffled and just sounds like a really bad natural disaster, then we'll be good. Now I could like step away a little bit and go. You probably still hear me, and then you won't hear my throat sounds as I drink, so that might be cool. Stop and have a little slurp in the beginning there. Okay, excuse me. What are we doing today? Don't worry about it. Great. Oh, so last week I made a little poll. Won't try to shoehorn back into COPPA discussion, but if my channel was kids made for kids only, I wouldn't be able to access this community tab that I'm trying to get you guys to see. Let's pull that up. There we go. So this is my YouTube channel. You might recognize it. I made this poll 4 days ago, apparently. Looks like... Okay. Yeah, okay. Context, if you can't read it. So last week I asked, which activity do you like seeing the most of live streams? And bonus comment activity that you'd like to see that I haven't tried yet. No one really did that, so that's fine. I admit that I wasn't quite explicit with what live streams. Hopefully got better context of all these are things that I've been doing. Especially Derpy's first movie. If you thought live streams was generic live streams, then I can see like one of these being more interesting, or how you view it. Anyway, but yeah, I meant it to be my live streams, but I didn't want to kind of claim it, you know. It was hard to find the language to say, oh, these are my live streams, you know. It feels like too possessive, so, and we're just a community, so I can't really put a possession on all the users. But I'm just the host of this, so welcome. So let's see. So animation short cartoons 1. If I can't read it, it is pretty small. But so art, doodling, and sketching was 19%. This was 58 votes. So thank you very much. This was much more than I expected. A lot more votes. So thank you for that. So art was 19. Animation was 48. Collaborations was 9%. Big projects, 21%. And then challenges, art and animation with a twist, 3%. So I'm guessing maybe like 1 or 2 people doubt about challenges. So yeah, maybe the challenges I've done aren't very interesting. So that might be a factor too, where people don't think about it. So if this is just a good like way to see like what people are actually interested in. So if I had a nice idea of, let's do a cool challenge where I do things with stuff, and then I see this and go, oh, challenges got the worst. So this might put me in perspective and go, oh, maybe you like this better, so I'll focus more on that instead. So more than 3 people voted. Thank you. Something about those. To collab and short animations mean the same thing. I was thinking of collaboration was where, like the alien one we did, where I would put like basically a base of like nothing pretty much, and then, hey guys, what kind of shirt do you want them to have? And it's like, oh, I want a t-shirt from you guys. But the short cartoons and like art and doodling, they seem to be more, let's make up a prompt where we kind of mad lib it enough that then I can just go forward, and then we get to like a certain threshold where we get past the script and the storyboard, that adding more ideas like the beginning of spitballing kind of diminishes so much that we can't really change much. You know, it kind of like curves in on itself like a triangle of going whoop to a point. But with the collaborations, it's always like pretty straight and parallel, where we're kind of working together at the same time. While for the other stuff is like they just kind of get to a point instead. So, that's a metaphor, but that's where I was going with that. So, boop boop. Did I see your comment? Yes. Streams where the chat comes up with an idea. If we do animate, feels gratifying for us when we do. It's kind of say the pronouns backwards, but what you say in your voice is when we do our ideas, and I feel it also gives small sub projects to try not to David on YouTube channels. Yeah, I was trying to think like I was gonna comment and like reply to saying like I don't know about churn is the best word. To churn out my David Iron YouTube channel. You're starting to reel in my nose, but because some of these like take like a month to make, so I don't think churning them out is really quite the right word. But hopefully with this with the thing we're trying to do, we'll see where we go with this pretty much with this project. So thank you for voting. It looks like Short Cartoons won. It was pretty interesting at the beginning, like the first couple votes where it looked like art and doodling was gonna win, just because I didn't expect that many people to vote on it. So, but yeah, I was planning maybe we can do it by how we chose. So then, like the people who wanted challenges out of everything could get something. But yeah, we'll probably do Short Cartoons at priority and then see where we go from there. So yeah, we'll do that. And put that back. Okay. With the churn. Okay. So you're probably hearing that sound a lot, but just because when I was doing my other microphones, it would be less prevalent. So, but yeah, we're gonna do a short cartoon. If no one else had extra ideas, we'll have to chat come up with a couple ideas, but if there's no satisfying ones, then I got a backup. So we'll open to that, where we can probably put some parameters. That's what I think. That's probably be another idea stream. Probably can make a thumbnail for that while I'm at it, thinking about it. Yeah, so any ideas for short cartoons, which parameters would be maybe less than, max would be, at the max would be like 10 seconds, I would think. Because then it becomes like a less short cartoon. We can keep it, I don't know if I want to keep it within Pony Universe, because I want to keep trying new things too. Yeah. But we can either just have like little short sentences of like really short of like X does this kind of a thing. I think will be probably be the easiest to understand, and then I can put those in. And then either we can vote or I can just choose one. So, a little flamer. We're gonna choose. Maybe I should put it in text. That's easier for you guys. X does, oh, I still got my comic font. X does something short animation. So X will be the character, and then the something will be maybe something like probably like a blink or whatever you guys like, or maybe something that budding animators would like to see, like how I would do it. So then you can on your project figure it out. I know the most popular ones are like walk cycles, because I think those are most commonly used, but also the trickiest to do. Anything that you guys would like to see of, well, I bet you can't do that, maybe like make that a challenge instead. Like we would do like an effects thing, or have a wizard do a flame spell or something like that. So that'll be X does something short animation. So something like that for you guys to think about. And if we don't get it in maybe like 5-10 minutes, if there's no ideas, then I'll go to my backup. So I got a plan. So if we need more parameters for all this, we can kind of just keep going, kind of hanging out while I wait for you guys. All right, we got a thing. Yeah, keep coming. I'll keep looking at it. Let me change this to Arial, I think. Be easiest. Let's move horse out of the way. Did that go for you guys? Okay. Then I can copy paste your stuff. Boop boop. Ah, sorry. Where are you? Hello, Red Eye. Looks like Star got it because you were trying to say a shout out thing. I don't think we're... It's probably going to be too tricky to do, too. Promotions on your own things might be bit much. Oh dear, I didn't actually read it. Okay. Alrighty. The point is that this isn't supposed to really take too long to actually make. Yeah. So sorry about that, about the red eye. Yeah, if you want to make it on your own platform, then you're welcome to do that. But just on like my platform, I don't feel like if I promote one person, then everyone else will be upset about that. So everyone likes Apple Bloom. What's going on? I mean, I got the Apple Bloom with the X-Mang. No, X. What is it? OpenTunes. Wow. Okay. Frame by frame thing. That's what I was trying to say. I should have Apple Bloom as a regular chibi puppet. So that should be good. Alright. Just camping by yourself. Okay, let's add that in. I keep wanting to get more water. Just because I feel like I'm out of break. Yeah. Ah, sorry about that. Yeah, it would have to like be something like simple enough that I can just read and go, okay, rather than trying to figure out what a brony gang is, and that's pretty generic sounding as well. So I mean, we need help on figuring that out as well. So let's see, what else can we do? Yeah, parameters are very slightly stricter than I thought. So I can add my backup one, which is actually one of you guys' older ideas. So sorry about that. My backup is someone else's idea. So from the only idea that's in our Discord channel that we haven't used yet. So I think that's the Pink Pie Baking a Cake. So I'll just add that in as well. Pie baking a cake. That's by, what are you guys? Who is it? Even know. Boop, boop, boop. Ah, Lord Derpy. Yep. There we go. Thank you for that. So we got 3. We'll go for a couple more minutes for any more ideas for anyone else. You can do more than one idea if you want. And then we'll choose, or I'll choose, one of these. Keep one in water. I don't want any. But yeah. Yeah, there's more restrictions when I dot out of this. But it's kind of how it kind of has to go. So, yeah, okay. Yeah. Probably around 1 or so minutes for any more ideas. Otherwise, we'll just have these to keep going with. Okay. Ah, Discord juggling mini derpies. Ah, that's cute. Let's get that in. Anyone else who's watching? I think maybe like 1 or 2 of you. If you don't have an idea, that's fine. You can see how easy these are to think of. That's the font size. I can make it a little bigger. There you go. Okay. Make a nice GIF. Oh, that one? Aha, that's true. Do I have a Discord? Yes, I do have a Discord. So, these are all still pony related stuff, so that's fun. We can have a wild card of like something completely different. That's why I was trying to say like making. And now we're all kind of pony fans within this kind of channel, so it's kind of hard to break out of that. Another wild idea of like having the making a probably be like a whole extra like giant project to do would be I was gonna take like well, I guess my idea was to make a Derpy Animal Crossing crossover, and then I'd even thought of it being like a full 3D model, then animating that somehow in Blender. I'm just not used to really animating in Blender or even modeling for that front either. So maybe just make it some kind of flash puppet instead. But then the only thing would be that it would be just a bipedal Derpy instead. So that'd be the only thing. But then it's like, oh, let's make it even cooler by making it 3D kind of stuff. So, yeah. If I make a Derpy Animal Crossing video one day, yeah. More surfs, maybe. Yeah, I really wanna, because the Animal Crossing is coming out in March, April, one of those, mid-March. So, that's why if we do like a bigger project like that, then we can be about the same time as when it comes out, kind of a thing. So I hope you like the cookie that I'm using Animal Crossing music in my videos. That's been fun. Let's see. I think we're probably enough time to think about this or close these ideas. So just if we can keep going on this. Okay. Any final call will be now, and then I will start thinking about the actual realistic logistics of how these would work and how long these will take. Less about entertainment value, but more so if it'll actually be done within a reasonable amount of time. Yeah. Oh, great. Glad to hear. We got 2 Apple Blooms, Pinky, and a Discord with Derpies. This could be capitalized. Let me know if you can hear my heater. I have to turn off my other space heaters because they would be just as loud as my computer and or tablet that I'm not sure is making a noise. So, They're delivering tiny letters for no explicit reason. We'll add that in. Is that right? Okay. This backflip. Apple Bloom does a backflip over a moving train. This would require... We can think about it by nouns, where we got Apple Bloom. We have that. Backflip. For quadrupeds, backflips will be interesting. The puppet itself will need extra frames, which obviously would be the challenge of it, where we have to create it. Like when she's like spinning, it would just, I don't know, it'd be basically just having her spin around. Like, you're gonna have her, you know, just having her here. Yeah. And then you just take this and then you say, whoa, backflip, kind of a thing. I don't know if that would be, trying not to think of entertainment, but it's like, this be fun. Moving train would be is most difficult part. Of course I have a train, but to just create it for this would be, a new train would be a lot. If I could remove the train, then the backflip would be taking only maybe like two or so hours or streams. Alright. Okay. Satisfied, which is picking. Okay. They're just saying something might not hear due to that use of sound. True. It might sound a little bit like echoey, just because it has to like travel further than having it literally just be right underneath, but like a little bit more. So that might be it. I believe this can't be by yourself. Camping could imply maybe she can. No echo? Great. Okay. We can do it like the Animal Crossing camping, because I think the new Animal Crossing has camping in it, or it's like survival. So we could do something like that. Actions would be interesting. Might be like a time lapse of like her doing different things around a camp. Or it could be like where she's at a camp again, and then I'll draw better later. But maybe she can like be sitting on a log and then campfire, so then we can have fire, kind of a thing, and then we can have a camp thing there, and then like that, and then a moon. That's what I'm thinking about for that. Got a whole scene for that. And the backflip one would just be here, there, and then again rotate around. But then the only thing would be having a moving train, which that's where it gets tricky with that. The train is. Everything else should be more simple. Boop. Maybe we just we're gonna something like it doesn't cut off the mic. Oh, interesting. Hello, it's really small. School lights. Something. Thank you. Hello. I'm trying to come up with this. Let's see. Peek Pie Baking a Cake was the Lord Derpy idea that we never used. So if we don't use it again, whoops. Maybe that could be like an artwork instead. Because I think, I don't know. I think it's too almost generic that it's like entertainment value for that might be a little bit low. Hello, legit. As well as just having to make the background might be tricky as well. If we use a background, we could just make it a splash screen somehow. But baking a cake would be a lot of parts, and I might have to reference or have you guys help to do different ingredients that you can put in. That might be on the longer side of the animation. And depending on how we set up the layout and or relates to composition for that. Because I think having her bottom legs might be tricky. So we just like have her have like a table, and then you just see the body, and then you don't really see none of this. But then she like has different boxes and stuff like that, and then she does cooking. So that could work. That'd be might be tricky. Always will be. So let's see. Discord juggling many derpies. That's pretty self-explanatory with that. Maybe the derpies could be a little bit different. Might be harder to make it loop then. But I would just be in Discord with his weird body and then his things. Wahoo. And then he's got the beard. And then he just goes up, and then there's horses being thrown in the threes. And then they just kind of go around. Now I'm behind the chat, but that's the only way I can draw it. Like they just go in a loop, I guess, where they just. Well, if I have to figure out how to juggle, that'd be interesting. I might have juggled. I don't know if I've done. I don't know if I've done a juggling animation. So that'd be interesting to learn how to do. So. But probably just passive figuring out it, then if it'd be interesting to watch as well. I mean, nothing to think about. Last, a giant derpy delivering tiny letters for no explainable reason. So would that be okay. So she would have to be giant. But then the tiny letters, would they be even tinier to a normal pony? Or would they be like regular size to, or maybe, or maybe she delivers, we could turn this on the head of like maybe she's normal size, but then she delivers giant letters, or she's giving a normal size letters or normal size ponies to zoom out reveal. Oh, okay. And then she just happened to be giant as well somehow. um, okay. So that's gonna have more of a story to it then. Yeah, we don't need it to be like learning a new thing. Like the juggling might be tricky. Backflip is a thing. Bang the cake to just get more expressions, but this just seems to be more just a wacky story line. You know what I mean? Like the only thing would just be to figure out like, oh, scale, I guess. But then everything else is straightforward, you know? Or at least to me, it just seems very... It's just wacky and not really interesting on my end, I guess. But yeah. Maybe figuring out how to... Figure out like how to do forced perspective, maybe? Before the reveal. Hiding reveal will be tricky. Instead of just cutting to the shot you're thinking of. Because I would think I would need like some kind of lead in first. Yeah. We could, okay. So we've done all those. So we could put these to a vote, or I've evaluated all of them. So what do we think? I know you're gonna vote for your own, and then Cookie had like 3 of them. So I probably should choose, but I feel like I'm gonna be somewhat biased if I choose the camping one, just because I want to do Animal Crossing. So, does that sound good? If I do the camping by yourself, even though there's not much animation more than it just being Animal Crossing flavored, and then, well, we can figure out like maybe she can do something as well. What did we choose? I am leaning towards that one the most, but if I want to do a vote, we could do that. It would be hard to get everyone to vote as well, so. It's not most popular. That's true. If you want to do a vote, of course we could just number these and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Does everyone vote for a number, and then after like 2 minutes we'll see which one gets the most. There you go. So I'll step back a little bit. So you got like 2 minutes. Choose a number, and then we'll be seeing where your popular vote is, and then if it's not mine, then I don't know where that's going with this. So most possible, the least plausible would be they all can work. We can definitely figure out how to make them work. It'd be the time investment versus interest in entertainment is tricky to do. So, that'd be the only thing. He's trying to evaluate that. But we can have you guys vote, and then I'll just choose one. How's that fair? Or we'll see if anyone's gonna go for my end. Well, not everyone's gonna vote either, so that's why I didn't want to strictly do a vote anyway. Yeah, so now we got 4, 2, and 5. Yeah, 4, 2, 5. So right now there's no leader, unless I call my vote instead. Then I can just do 2 and be on any of them, and then we'll have 2 votes on any of them, and then I win. So yeah, I better choose. Okay, we're gonna do 2. Woo! Wow, that's crazy. Okay. All right. Thanks for all your choices and all your fun things. Your ideas are all your ideas are actually very valid. It just seems that a couple of them are better. It's hard to say that, but it's like, yeah. Of course, these are all just spitballing. We didn't really develop any of these. I hope you guys didn't really like actually develop these into oh, it's got to be this one kind of feeling. So, sad that no one actually voted for 3. Yeah, I just feel like the most. self-generic. So, it feels like this chat goes, it refreshes faster than that one, and I keep looking at that one. Okay. Plausible is what I meant for difficult anytime. Yeah. I think we're good. I think we can move on. We could probably make like either some preliminary sketches, get some ideas, and then maybe if we have enough time, we can make a storyboard. So I think we're good. Already got a preliminary sketch of this one, so we can start to move with this little thumbnail that I got. Excuse me. Then we can get rid of the others. Excuse me. Oof. That. Let's make this color green for good. I forgot who suggested that, but I'm gonna guess maybe Cookie. That's it. And now we got all these ideas as well, so we can, if we have to do another one of these, we could probably do these. Or I suggest like maybe baking the cake one as an art thing as well. So yeah, probably should go back to my even like older streams and see if there's any other possible ones that we can bring back, like ideas that we like brainstorm ideas, and then go back and see if there's any ideas from there, and then steal from those. So I know that won't be as interesting, but hopefully we'll be reusing our ideas that didn't work or didn't become ideas or actual physical things. So boop boop. Oh, what's there? Or was it? I don't know. I was too busy. Okay. So the chat gets a message that I know I see so 3 or 5 seconds later. What? 3 or 5 seconds later. Yeah. Hopefully I made it to be ultra low latency for the stream, so when I talk, I can see it within like 7 seconds on my small viewfinder there on my YouTube live studio thing, but the chat on the YouTube studio is slower than using the over here on this monitor of the Streamlabs of it actually recording all the bits that you see, compiling the chat and everything. So I actually see the chat show up there, and then it shows up there, and then it shows up there. So yeah. Amount of message can't interactive. Ooh, interesting. That does seem like a problem then. What was that? Huh. I don't know. Let's make a couple sketches and move on with this. You know me. Oh, it's got a dawdle. Let's make that bigger. Whoosh. That's probably too thick. That's good. Okay. Let's sit up a little bit. Okay. So I need a couple layers just to get, so I don't get too claustrophobic with that. Okay. So how do we feel? Like, what kind of action should you be doing? Like, we got the campfire. We can make it like to be animated. We could have it be, I was thinking like maybe like a nature, like time lapse, where the sun and moon, like it'd be like a day and night cycle, where she could be not really like tweeting and actually doing things, but maybe like she can jump around to different activities and then do like a whole day cycle and night cycle kind of a thing. How does that sound? 'Cause I'm probably gonna go with that if we don't get anything else. That sounds way better. Marshmallows, yeah. So it should be doing different activities around the camp, and then what you're doing during the day, and then what you're doing at night, and then it can loop. So it'll be like a day, huh? So okay, so that's good. It was just like a very rough kind of sketch of pretty much what I drew here, but maybe a little bit bigger, so I can do stuff like that. So I have a tent. Again, this isn't supposed to be like the final art, because most of you guys are gonna go, "Oh, that looks horrible." But it's like, nope, we're getting there. Nothing's really gonna be final either. So this will be, so maybe the sun and moon can like go through like this kind of a arc, like through the middle, and then you get the sun. That's the moon. It could be like this sun moon. And then which way does it go? Does it go this way? So it'll rotate down, and then the moon will then show up. Yeah, this is pretty. It's all rough. Let's see. Boop, boop, boop. Smoke and fire from the bonfire has to be animated. Okay. Yeah, I gotta work like Bob Ross, where we gotta start from the sky and work forwards. So let's get the. I know for my Christmas one that I did, that didn't have. It had a fireplace, and like everything was set up, but the fire itself. So yeah, which is good because Derpy like fell through the chimney, so that saved from having damage from that. Boop boop boop. Love to change it. Sweetie Belle is possibly showing rarity. Handicap with only essentials. Ooh. Can you still be a campfire? I like get rid of apple bloom. Are we okay with that? How do we vote on that? Because obviously we're still all brainstorm right now. So, yeah. So changing stuff like at this stage is super easy, rather than going in. Well, it'll just take longer to like change everything afterward. I'm trying to get people against you, but it's just like, I don't know if it'll be a popular idea. Remember that? See it happen again. Okay. Where's the library? It's here. Ah, okay. How's there new seeds? Sweetie camping. Apple is probably camping like once a month already. Alrighty. That's pretty good. Let's see. Obviously I have all the TMZ anyway, so that won't be an issue either. So, great. We could have like a cameo of Bloom somewhere. If we want that. What else? So out to Chris out to fanfare. Because also what do we do then? We'll need things to do. Let's get a couple frames of that. So we'll need 2 layers of that. So now we need big circle for. Oh right, I forgot to draw. Rarity's main is the worst to draw. Ah. There's rarity. I'm gonna be scaring the background collecting firewood. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I'm trying to think of it like it's a sped up version, just so we can have the sun and moon kind of go through it. Maybe that can be like, maybe look at security cam kind of an effect where we can have it go zoop and then stop at something happening and then zoop and then slow down. That might include having to create new things in between while it's fast, but maybe we can simplify that in some way. Okay. That cookie. I bloom cameo's fine and she checks up on him. As a camp and sweet apple acres. Ooh, now we got a place. Okay. We didn't have a place before. This was just horizon line I got a Discord. Let me see if it's important. It is. Okay. Thanks. Okay, great. It was so important for that. So, okay. And here's Sweetie Belle. I have to remember how these... I forgot how these characters look. They got... Sweetie Belle has the curly hair, I guess. It's not really like that, but... And then she's short. I'll use puppets, so we don't have to worry about how this looks. That all... There we go. Here's Verity. Okay. And then somewhere in here, we'll have... Like here, I guess. We'll have... Ooh, okay. Whoa. I clicked enough buttons to be able to get to there. Okay. Let's get rid of these, and then upland layer where she'll have a bow and that, and then she'll throw new thinner logs into the fire, and then she'll be gone. So how's that? Our sketch is now irrelevant. Something like that, and then new fire, and then they do something, and then more stuff happens, I guess. Let's see. I feel them kind of, sort of, confirming album that should find out. I mean, they did a lot of things in that finale. I think that was just kind of like, alright. I'm not into exactly shipping all the characters in the first place. I mean, that's why I don't really have Dinky or Dr. Hooves really in my cartoons. So yeah. It's definitely fine, but it's just like, it's not really what I am interested in watching those. So, I think it's okay. I mean, it doesn't really hurt anything, really. It just hurts a lot of people's fan fictions more, which is probably more worse. So, that's probably the only damage of that. Otherwise, I think people should be hopefully okay with it, right? It would just be the people who are so into this that they will not accept canon, which would be the worst thing. So, we got something. Let's see here. Maybe it could be here, and then maybe it becomes night, and then they come out. And then they'll be here. Roasting the marshmallows, I guess. Sorry to think about. Sorry that I didn't quite the best example of talking. Oh, marshmallows. There we go. I get it. Let's be honest. Maybe we should be on a nice seat. That's like with the fluffy corners, or like the little, you know, the ones where they got these fancy strings that come out of it. There you go. And then will Sweetie Belle be on a? Should be on a maybe a thing too. What should be sitting on? Maybe just a bunch of them. Maybe it should be on the ground, or maybe rocks. I don't know. Maybe we should cross that barrier once we get there. So we got that, and then maybe we got some. Maybe it could be backwards, actually. Let's move this one over here, and then we'll move this one. So, to get there, put a flame on there, do marshmallows, and then it's nighttime, so they go into the this will be light, and then maybe you can see something going on in there, and then it'll be morning again, and then we can add more stuff if we need to, and then that's pretty much the reverse gist of that. All right. Hay bale seeds. Okay. That bloom to sit on, or Sweetie Belle. So we got perspective. That's not quite perspective there. And then hay bellas. Some little bits that come out. And then lines. Okay. So let's see this back up. I feel like this could be more exciting then. So with the story, we wanted the story to be more where kept with the essentials. So to make it loop, they can't really like have nothing there and then set up. You know what I mean? It has to be like each day they do different things. So maybe they could do like a nature hike and then they like arrive, because I don't want to like have like the beginning of like, I don't want a shot of like where they show up and say like we're ready to go kind of a thing. I want it to feel like it's just a continuum of like, it could be the 4th or it could be the 3rd day or it could be the 27th, and it just keeps going. So to have them show up with their backpacks each time and like set up camp might be a bit weird. So that's where I'm going with that. Yeah, exactly. They can already be there. So I'm trying to figure out like what the first thing they would do. Like what activity would they do in the day? Because then Apple Bloom will show up with that, and then there's more during the night. So I've moved the night over, and then night, and then morning. So during the morning they might need another new shot here, where they're here. So morning time, what do? Maybe they come out of they come out of the tent, or what kind of morning things would you want to do? Breakfast. And they just kind of keep eating. Maybe like a joke somewhere. Maybe like being chased by bees or a bear. Bear might be much to draw, so that's why I suggested bees. Maybe they could be researching, or maybe Sweetie Belle can be showing Rarity a book. I say like, do this, like a camping book, as maybe she's read like that. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of things. Notice people. Hey everyone, a lot more people than a couple minutes ago. Ow. How you guys doing? This morning maybe it could be maybe Rarity has like a morning time, like she's not really ready. Maybe she's like already too tired. Wish I just knew how to draw Rarity's hair. I feel like it's more like that, where it's kind of like that, and then should be like trying to come out. Yeah. And then I think I'm on the wrong layer. So that's there, that's there. So this is Sweetie Belle layer. She could be, well, how would Sweetie Belle welcome the morning? She would be already maybe cooking breakfast. Had to be vegetable, vegan food, like over the fire. She'd have to do that, or maybe the fire is out in the morning. That makes sense. Let's have the fire out. Already set as a fire. Maybe here. Where does it turn on? Maybe it's not on until here. So from here to here, like that. So, whoa, actions. I don't need any actions. Not gonna do an action script. So I need to get rid of this, but I need to see this. Basically just draw the wood again without the fire. So it'll be like already put out. So like that. So, okay. So now we got morning. Rarity wakes up. They do something here. We'll probably have to change this. Uploom comes and drops the firewood in. Nighttime, they have marshmallows over their campfire. And then nighttime, they're in their, because we light. And then they'll sleep. And then it starts over. I was not looking for like a sketch, and then we can add more onto it, but how's like the structure of it? I think it's pretty good. Yeah. Because we're about nearly on time, so maybe we can get like one or so more things, or we could probably save that for later, so we can develop the story more. But otherwise, I think this is a good rough draft of what we need. Somewhat. This could be like maybe Sweetie Belle has a backpack that's like really big, and then she'll be like, come on, let's get going. It's like, and then she'll be like, haha. And then Rarity will still be confused. And something. Just trying to figure this out. That's really cute. So up they go. And then maybe there's like a time when nothing's happening, and then that happens. Then they're nighttime. She's pretty happy, and then she's like, yeah. And then they go to sleep. Here we go. Yeah, it's Care Red Books. Okay, so maybe that could be, we'll have to figure out the timing. But I think maybe they go on an adventure and then they come back. So she's gone. That's good, that's good, that's good. And then they basically come back, and then she'll be here. Rarity will be flipped. Ah! I got it. I don't need an extra eye. Flip. And then she's still happy. And then they walk, and then she's like covered in bee stings. and then like her whole eyes. And then she's got like a bunch of bee stings. Like all over her. It's kind of like that. And then she's there. And then they sleep. And then they do it again. Bloom. She'll be like happy like that. Ear. Okay. Let's go back to the beginning. Okay. So, morning. Wake up. Sweetie Belle has a backpack on. She's like, let's go. And Rarity's like, I don't know. And then they leave. Bloom comes in. She throws some firewood on the fire stuff. They come back. Sweetie Belle is happy, but Rarity has a bunch of bee stings on her. Nighttime. They cook some marshmallows. Rarity is like sort of okay with it. She has like a nice fluffy pillow that she's sitting on, and Sweetie Belle has like a hay sack thing. And then it's more nighttime, and then they sleep, and then it's lit, and then they wake up. So we'll create that loop. There we go. So how's that? If we do it straight, where there's not really much animation, like it's not like they could see how much animation, but I think from what all this is, this could be probably take like roughly a month of streams to be able to complete. If we just did the original thumbnail, then we could have finished probably in half that time that I'm estimating. So there's that, but I think it's more fun, and I'm more interested in getting on this. So hope you're excited for this. I'm excited for it. Yeah, we can keep developing it. See if there's any. Again, we're kind of getting into that, like that kind of like close point of like, you can't really change things. We're like almost there, but we're not there yet, where there's no room for changing or augmenting. Pretty much what we did here, where instead of it being Bloom was sitting at a campfire, now we made this whole story of this. You know, it's completely different, but we're at a stage where it's like, hey, let's try it in this way instead. You know, we're developed like an entirely different story out of this. So we just kind of totally changed it, but it became how simple it was to change it is probably more important. Where if we went ahead and like developed two color, you know, with the Apple Bloom, with that one, that might have been more tricky and probably less segue-ish than just doing it. The sooner that we can change the story, the better. So I'm glad that we came up with this story earlier, as we did. So yeah, it's a good idea with all that. I think it was a collaborative effort to get all this. So thank you guys for watching. Yep, I think that's about it. So yeah, we'll next time on Thursday, we'll probably develop the story a little bit more, probably time out the storyboard itself to see how long in timeline it'll be. Probably then also figure out like how long it'll probably also take to complete as well. I definitely have the characters, I think, or maybe I don't have I have a Rarity somewhere. Definitely have Sweetie Belle, so I'll check to see if I have a Rarity in the chibi style. So I'll probably use my puppets that I've been using just to make sure that goes smoothly. It's because it feels like a crutch, but it's like they're complicated enough that I can just reuse them for a lot more things. So, but anyway, yeah, thanks for watching, and then next time we'll continue on this. So, yep, let's look it up. I'll probably have a rarity paper version, I feel. But it should be, I don't know if I have a specific, oh look, there we go. I'm gonna cheat right back here. Or I can keep it. Oh, I keep it as surprise. Ooh, let's do that. Now that I know it exists. Haha! So, yes, I have a rarity somewhat. We'll have to see if it's easy to use or whatnot. Looks like it's pretty complete. So that's good. Definitely has all the bits in it. They're necessary. Even's got like eyeliner for her eyes. So that's good. Anything else? Okay, great. Okay. That was the only thing I was like, what if I don't have a rarity puppet? Which is, it actually sometimes happens where you start having ideas and it's like, oh, I don't actually have that character. Yeah. At least usually I know whether or not I have a character, at least when I'm writing a script. Or I make sure that I keep like a head log of everything that I have, like a catalog in my head of which characters I have or not. So I think just a rarity kind of like slipped my mind or not. Just because I'm not sure whether or not I have like all the main 6 and 7s and 8s and all those. So, but yeah, okay. That was the only like uncertainty a little bit. Probably definitely don't have like the forest background that we're probably looking for. Definitely the tent. So we'll have to probably create those. It's probably rest of it too. Trying to figure out like the animation style that we probably want to do. What I'm thinking would probably be limited. A little bit. Maybe just make like short, very short, like vignettes of like each little section that we made. Rather than having like a whole, 10-second long thing of each thing. Or, you know what I mean. Well, when we come to it, we'll figure it out. I think that's about it, actually. Probably cut this off. I think it's looping weird, but it is looping. I'll stop with that. Like I can see it loop, but with the animation here, but it should loop there. So that's weird how it jitters later. Okay, so the you probably hear the weird creaking sounds. That is my house. That's not the best foundation, I guess. It's an older house. So I almost said I live downstairs, but my bedroom's upstairs, but my studio, I guess, is downstairs. So I can hear everyone else in the house walking around, so that's, you probably hear it better with this, so I have to live with that. I've told them to be quiet, but they don't really understand that the walking around is probably even worse than having little talking chit chat. So anyway, that's just a little gripe. That is just like stop walking. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this. Good thing it didn't come to no ideas, so I had to go to my backup. And the other ideas, especially my creating the 3D Animal Crossing character, will be probably like another huge project. So that'll probably be for way longer time. Probably we need to actually learn how to actually do what I want to do with that. Because the I'm not exactly fluent in the Blender software that I'm thinking of using. So with that, you've seen Blender in the Derpy movie progress stream that I did a couple weeks ago. So imagine that, but like actually using 3D geometry to like create a character. So I'm not entirely used to doing 3D bones or actually rigging of creating basically like making a 3D puppet, but instead of having each shape be in a different separate entity, the 3D model will have different bones inside it where they'll have like joints where they can't really be separated, I think. So like you can't really dislocate in anything in the 3D rig, but with 2D it's like, yeah, you can have a leg anywhere you want. It can be coming out of their neck if you want, so it'll be completely separate. So but anyway, just want to get that out there. So create a full circle on that. So but I think, yeah, unless you want me to talk about Kappa for another half hour, I probably can end the stream if you want. Let me know about that. There's some news about it where they're making strides, I guess, where I don't know if it's YouTube themselves or whether it's the channel creators who are changing the incorrect, in quotes, videos that were automatically flagged to be made for kids. Like, I know Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared was tagged to be made for kids by the robot, but now it's not. So it's hard to say whether the channel creators themselves changed it or it was a YouTube person, worker to say like, hey, wait a minute. we decided like maybe it's not. Let's change it, So in theory, they should be in trouble because they incorrectly set their video. You know what I mean? So we'll have to see the aftermath of that, because it'd be a popular video, and if it's set for made for kids originally, then but it was a mistake on the robot's part because it's content, so it gets confusing with that. So it's like if because it's a new rule, like with the people who don't actively change it, if the YouTuber and channel creator themselves don't change it, but the robot who said that it should be made for kids is incorrect in their assessment, who's wrong? Like YouTube shouldn't really say like, hey, wait a minute, our robot was wrong and we changed it. Or was it the YouTube themselves, the YouTuber who changed it? So it's all messy, and we're still trying to figure out, like, I don't think even YouTube is able to figure out, like, what even is supposed to happen with all this. It's gonna be really hard to police, so we'll just have to see. It's all a mess. So hopefully, yeah, keep supporting people. Support your favorite people. Support me if you want. Links are in the description. Whoa, did I just do that? Haha. Anyway, I think that's about it. Did a weird end plug. Yeah, I think that's about it. So, you gotta go. Bye. Okay. Bye. See you next time. Thanks for watching.